Welcome back to Polar Press Presents. I'm DW Sauer, and today in Tales from the Pit, what we're going to do is take a look at albums of the year. Now, these are just three albums that have been on my playlist just consistently since they came out. I'm not saying that these definitely are going to win any type of awards, even though I think that they should. However, we've also had some incredible music this year already, and we've got a lot more coming out. So I just want to share my personal three top records of the year. Now, I also want you to share what your top records are. So definitely let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you haven't listened to these three, make sure you go and give them a check. I think it's worth it. So here we go. My three top albums of the year. I'll also do some honorable mentions as far as albums that I've also really enjoyed. And some are more recent than others. But 2025 has been a great year. Albums of the year coming at you. All right, so first up we have, and by the way, these are only in order of release. They're not as far as like this is number one, two, or three. This is just order of release date. And first up is Patriarch's album Baruch Elia. And I have no idea if I'm saying that right. No clue. And my apologies. One of the things that has been a consistent is even though I look things up on pronunciation guides, doesn't always come out the way it should. However, my apologies, but worst case scenario, Patriarch, new album. Look it up. I have the image somewhere on the screen. This to me was just, it's still just a phenomenal continuation of Batushka. And so the vocals was the one thing that really kind of drew me in right from the start, like as a whole, like not just the singer, but when you have those, the Eastern Orthodox chants, I thought those were great. And that's part of the whole thing that drew me in. It's just all of it put together. Also the instruments, that was also, I thought was incredible as a piece. Like the guitars really brought me into it as well as far as the songs go. But with this album, start to finish, I just think it's just magnificent. There wasn't a single one I can even say, well, one, I'm not going to be able to pronounce any of the song titles, but there's just not one I can say this is definitely my favorite as compared to another. So as a whole, I just think it's a great album, great continuation. I know there were a lot of issues as far as the name with Petrushka and all that stuff that happened, but when they've branched off here, reformed under Patriarch, they've just done an amazing job. And the way I've looked it up, it is still the original singer. So that also helps as well. I think to me, that's one of the hardest things to replace in a band is that singer. I mean, granted, like there's very few guitarists that, like replacing Dimebag type of deal. Like it's just to me, that can definitely be difficult. And Zach Wild was definitely one that could do it, but I don't think there's that many that can really replace somebody that creates a distinctive sound. I might have to edit that out because that's a long rant. Now coming in number two, I was blown away with this band from the start. I started listening to them and I was very late to the game with In the Woods during COVID. I started listening to them right pretty much almost was shut down. Empty Streets got recommended as a track. And so I was like, okay, let me just give this a shot. Bam, hooked. Absolutely amazing. And so I started listening to the band, and then when their album Diversum came out, I was like, holy geez, like Seize the Day was great. This is unbelievable. And how can they top that? And then we came out with Ultra, and I'm like, holy geez. There's just not enough things that I can say about this band. Just and they've had some lineup changes throughout the years, even disbanded for a little bit, but everything I think they have done has been good. And it blows me away how these bands, including In the Woods and other bands as well, how they can continue to just up their previous album. I don't know jack diddly about music. It's just something that I just did. I don't have that type of talent or gift. I do all the things I based off of on this channel based off of sounds and things I like. This band though has just these past three albums, specifically just these past three. I'm almost speechless at how well they have just kept pushing the limits and pushing the bar and however you want to say it. I just think everything just keeps outdoing the previous one, and the previous one was great. And that's what just is to me just mind-boggling. It's just unbelievable. I think that they have some of the best clean and harsh vocals in the game. The singer is absolutely phenomenal in their instruments as well. The I love it when a band can go from like 1 and in an instant crank it to 11. I think that's just well done. Not every band can do that, but I think they do it with just it's just it's masterpiece the way they do it, including with their vocals as well. So to me, Ultra, another album of the year for me, top top one in this year. I will be surprised if my breakdown doesn't say that I listened to it the most, but I cannot recommend In the Woods enough if you haven't listened to them. Um, and I gotta also give a shout out to the band and thank them for all their shares as well. I know people say, "Well, you're being biased at this point," but I always think it's important to say thank you, and I definitely want to give a shout out to the band and their guitarist Corey for all the support that they have shown me as well. But if you want to take that bias out of it, I think it's amazing. I don't ever expect a band to interact with me, and the fact that they have and several others as well. Like I've done shout outs and I've done reviews of Silver Dose and also of Buried in Lies. But this is what makes this community absolutely amazing is when they take their time to have conversations with us, share our videos out and things like that. So it was just absolutely amazing. But still, that's not affecting the fact that I think that this is a great album that you need to go listen to. I just think it's important to say thank you. So thank you to In the Woods. Appreciate y'all. Last but not least, Heaven Shall Burn, High Matt. Now, again, it may be covered last, but it's not because I say in 1, 2, 3 by any means. These are just 3 albums, no particular order, just by release date. But High Matt, boom, blown away. It was another one, start to finish, just absolutely amazing. I love Heaven Shall Burn because they're not the same genre as Sabaton, but they give me like the Sabaton vibes as far as very similar style throughout all the records, at least to me. And I could be wrong. Maybe, again, somebody who knows more about music than I do can say, well, no, you're wrong here. But for the most part, if I have just like a random playlist playing, I can pretty much recognize them based off of not just Marcus's vocals, which I think is just absolutely brilliant, absolutely amazing vocals, very distinct in my opinion, even including in as far as even as being able to the scream and growl and all that stuff. Like I still think he's pretty distinct. But the band as the instruments have gone on and everything is just it's like Sabaton, very similar. If Sabaton comes on, bam, you pretty much know it's Sabaton. And I think Heaven Shall Burn kind of follows the same format type deal. You can recognize them, but it doesn't take away from the experience as a whole. Like it doesn't matter if it's a similar sound or a consistent sound. Maybe consistent might be the best word. And again, maybe this is just a lot of rambles and y'all like you don't know what you're talking about. Whatever, it's fine. But to me, it's just I love their consistency throughout. And not just the fact that they're consistent, but like they can always, just like In the Woods, they can step up each album and just make everything even better than what they previously had put out. Boom. My mind is just blown. And my mind is blown with these 3 albums as a whole. High Matt was just great, start to finish. Again, pretty much with all 3 of these albums that I've discussed, and like I can't at this point really name like a favorite song. Um, with Patriarch, I literally can't name the song, but I can't say enough about them. Now, um, getting back on track with Heaven Shall Burn, High Matt, the instruments, once again, phenomenal. I always love their drums as well. Guitars always spot on for me. And again, I'm going to be repetitive with this, but Marcus's vocals, I just think, man, not, what do I say besides amazing? I think they're just brilliant, and I've rambled on and on and on. This may not make sense. These 3 albums, you need to check them out. Check out these bands if you have it. And again, I'm going to ask to let me know what some of your favorite albums are this year. And then in the next transition, I'm just going to have some others from all different genres that have really stuck out to me this year. Not too many, maybe 3 or 4. Haven't decided yet, but let me know. Give me your thoughts. Comment below. Thanks for coming by. We have reached several milestones over the past year and now officially 2 years into this game. So I appreciate you for sticking with me on this ramble. Take care.